What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome to Rap and Dough, home of money conversations. I'm your host, Don Butts, and today we got a special guest that want to talk about business credit. She should be tapping in at any moment, but business credit in regards to, I'm sorry, yeah. So business credit, that's been a hot topic lately in the entrepreneurship community. It's a lot of different uh, perspectives as to what to do with business credit, how to acquire it. So I want to get her perspective. You feel me? Because there's a lot of scamming going on out here in these internet streets. So we want to we want to do our due diligence with the people that we're dealing with. We want to get the proper information because if you think back to your parents. A lot of them, I'm gonna speak from my perspective. My dad has a barbershop, been up and running for going on 30 years, right? So he don't like credit cards. Mind you, he a whole business owner, been a business owner for I don't know how long time. He don't like business credit cards. He don't like credit cards at all. And I think that perspective might have rubbed off on me to a degree, because for a long time I didn't have any credit cards or believe in credit cards or credit, right? I'm running around here paying cash for everything and not knowing that we can leverage credit, right? So that's one of the things I compare options trading to. Like, anybody bought my options trading course, I talk about how options is a leverage product. It's a leverage tool, just like credit cards. You can leverage the 100,000 that you have on that credit card to buy another asset with it, right? To generate more money. So that asset is going to be paying the loan off, right? And then don't let you have a revolving credit, because once you pay it off, they give you some more money. And then you do it again and again and again. This is how people acquire wealth, using other people's money. They call it OPM. So next time you hear OPM, now you know what it is. It's other people's money. So for a long time, credit put a bad, foul taste in our mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't being used properly. See, I'm not the credit specialist, but I know what I know. I got some credit specialist friends, right? So I'm about to become friends with this credit specialist. But I have credit specialist friends, and these are the things that they're talking about. You don't just, because coming up, I didn't know about using credit cards to get cash flowing assets, right? We only knew credit cards to buy shit that we ain't had cash for at the moment. And we plan on paying back. But a lot of times what happens is people will use one credit card to pay off another, which I haven't done it. I don't know the benefits of it off the top of my head, but I'm going to be asking these types of questions soon. As a matter of fact, she should be hopping in here right now to give y'all a better explanation on this credit thing, man. I've just recently started perfecting my credit. My shit was like, I ain't even gonna hold you. My shit was like, high fours. High fours. Yo, that is poor credit. And the thing is, it wasn't uh high fours because I had a bad track record, a recent bad track record. I ain't going cap. Back when I was like 19, got a credit card. They let me get a credit card, maxed it out, never paid it back. So that was when I was 18. That was 20 plus years ago. So that may have a effect on that for some. And also when I was 18, somebody should have told me we didn't have this financial literacy. I wish I did, but I got it now. And I'll be damned if my kids don't have it. Who the hell let me buy a car with a car payment when I was fucking 18? Who? Bad decision. Very bad decision. Why did I want a car payment at 18? Living at home. We want to look like we got something so bad to our detriment. To our detriment. Why? What is it? Because we ain't shining on nobody that's really doing it. We feel good when we have a better car than our neighbor. Yeah, y'all live in the same fucking neighborhood. You're not doing that much better, bro, because you got a better car, or sis. You're not doing better because you got a better car. This is the problem we have in our community. One of the problems. We want to outshine each other, and none of us got shit in comparison to who we need to be comparing ourselves to. Think about it. Why do you want a better car than your neighbor? Why? Why? What is that proving to you? That you can get a better car? I don't get it. And if you really sit and think about it, how stupid is that? How stupid are we? Or should I say ignorant? You want a better car than your neighbor. All right, now what? Now what? Both of y'all three car payments away from a repo, because that's where I was getting from 18 years old. I had a full-time job, but I wasn't supposed to be buying no car with a car payment. What's up, sis?
What's up?
What's good with you?
What's going on?
Oh man, I'm in here talking my shit. So I appreciate you pulling up on Rap and Dough, because this is the home of money conversations. And
Let's do it.
You hit me in the box talking about, so I want to talk money. I said, ooh, spicy. So what's
With
up?
cheese.
Where you from, man? Where is you from?
I'm from Chicago, but I'm here in Atlanta now, right? I'm in the Mecca.
Okay, damn, from Chicago to Atlanta. Like, when you moved down there?
I've been here, let's see, a little over 2.5 years, or just about 2.5 years. Yeah.
So what made you take the trip? Like, somebody said, man, you need to pull up down Atlanta. What was it?
So I went to school here. I went to Georgia State
Okay.
some years back. So Atlanta has always been one of those places where, me being from Chicago, I had never seen Black people as successful. At the time, it was the first place I had ever come It was my first time ever being on a plane at the age of 18. And I get here and I see these huge homes, and I'm like, Black people live here? And it was like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. Like I had never seen like 4 or 5 thousand square feet homes. And it just literally blew my mind. So recently I moved here. It was for real estate because my background is in real estate. So before the pandemic, like a year prior to the pandemic, my goal was to move over into, I don't know if you're familiar with the apartment syndication space, right? Yeah, it's a guy out there who's like really killing. There's a lot of people just killing it, and the Southeast was really hot. So at the time, I was thriving. This is before my breakdown, right? So I was thriving, and I had 14 rental units and short-term rental units, and I had 2 properties at the time, long-term renters. So, I'm rolling in dough. I'm like, hey, it's time for me to level up. Let's get into the apartment syndication space, right? My plan to come to Atlanta wasn't because I was coming here to pay for a $50,000 mentorship and level up. It was because I had went bankrupt prior to that, lost everything, and literally came to Atlanta to rebuild. Yes. And that's how I ended up here. But the plan was to come here. I came here, but not in the fashion I thought I was.
Okay. Wow. Bankruptcy. Is that what sent you to the credit? Like, how'd you get into the credit biz? Because I seen that's what you into now, right?
That's exactly it, right? So me being an entrepreneur, I had an 800 plus credit score for as long as I can remember. It doesn't matter. Like, even though I had high earning income from the cash flow from all my units and my apartments, and I was doing because I was getting so much cash, I was able to go inside real estate deals. I was really, doing well. Just because you know how to make money doesn't mean you know how to keep it, grow it, and protect it.
That's a bar. Run that back.
And just because you know how to make money and you feel like, oh my God, I'm rich. Like, I'll never forget one Lollapalooza weekend. I made $30,000 in a day. I was like, oh my God, just from my rentals, right? Chicago have this huge, I was charging $1,700 a night. Oh my God, it was mad crazy.
And they was paying it.
Yeah, because Chicago already, the hotel fees are $350 a night on a regular day. So $750, $1,000 a night during a major festival like that, a national festival. Yeah, that's actually a discount. So I had no clue that I was not financially literate. I'm overeducated. I came from corporate America. Give you a little bit about my background. I was a network analyst for a lot of years. I did well in that space. I was making good money. The only reason I became an entrepreneur was because I started to get laid off over and over again after the crash. And I never aspired to be an entrepreneur. Me house hacking in 2008, getting my first property in 2009 is what gave me like a taste of some form of independence when I started saving money on my taxes. And then it just led from there. Like, I got laid off, another job, and I ran into a girl who was in my condo building at the time. I had no way to make money. And she was like, yeah, let's go to lunch or whatever. I'm like, cool. And she was like, well, what's going on? I was like, well, I just got fired and laid off my job I was on just yesterday. She was like, oh my God. She was like, you have other properties, right? And I was like, yeah. She was like, well, you can Airbnb this one out. And I had the best condo in the building. I'm sitting on a cash cow and was dumbfounded. Had no clue what Airbnb was. I got the corner penthouse condo. It got sunsets and sunrises over the lakefront of Chicago in South Loop, right? And it was a beautiful view, floor to ceiling, glass ceilings all around. It was amazing, right? Oh my God. I made a killing. She was
I'm in
literally
awe.
a coach. I was in awe. I made $84,000 in
How
like
long was
8
that
months.
festival?
Well, it wasn't the
Oh,
festival.
just by
Because that
Airbnb
was
in
my
it.
first Airbnb. And when I got a taste of that, I was like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like,
Facts.
I'm done. So I
That's
needed
all
to
you
figure
needed,
out a
that
way.
first taste.
It was crazy. I never went searching for a job again. Yeah, that was it for me. But I lost it all. And I was bankrupt because I was not financially literate. I figured out a formula to get me cash flow on a daily basis. However, I didn't have an economic or financial plan for my business. I didn't have a contingency plan for my business. I just went into business. And that is what we typically do. And it works until it doesn't.
That's a fact. So wait a minute, which business is this you talking about? The
Short-term rental business.
okay.
The Airbnbs, I had scaled it
Okay.
up to 14 units.
Oh, so that's what you're saying. You didn't have any business plan to. You was just doing it. Because it didn't start off as a business. But I guess once you got knee deep in it, I guess you like, you know what, I might need to put an LLC on this.
Well, I never put an LLC on it. I had personally guaranteed everything, right? I was trying to do what my mentor said and get it in my business name. However, when I would go to some of these REITs, those 100-unit plus high-rise buildings or whatever, they was like, well, your business is too new. You know, we'll put it in your business name, but you're going to have to personally guarantee it. What I should have done was become a little bit more financially literate on what to do with the money in case things went wrong. I should have been investing my money. I was not. I was doing investments, like I'll do a few wholesale deals here and there, but I wasn't serious. I didn't have like a real plan. And I personally guaranteed everything because of course they said, yes, here it is, you're cash flowing. You have an 800 credit score. They're like, yes, anything I wanted. How many units you want? And once it all crashed and right before the pandemic, I had units in California and Chicago, and they had the strictest laws. They literally shut my business down in both states. So I went from making a lot of money to $0, and to the point where I couldn't even pay the rent on the apartment I was staying in. And it was kind of like, thank God they weren't evicting people, because I literally could not afford to pay my rent. That's how bad it got.
That's crazy. That's a weird string of events from going from boom to bust that fast.
And that's exactly how it is. So to answer your question, that's how I got into the financial literacy space. I decided to, now I'm coming to Atlanta for need. Like, I got to get out of my apartment.
Right.
You know, because I haven't paid rent in 8 months, like real talk. When they were like, hey, we're gonna not force you to pay rent, I was like, look at God.
You and everybody else. But the thing, I was paying mine, but it's like you notice that people was like, man, they said we ain't gotta pay it right now. I'm like, bro, you got the money, pay your damn rent.
I literally did not have it, and that's all transparency, right? My rent was $2,400 a month. I was living downtown Chicago. Yes. And so I came here. Yeah, I sold my building. Thank God. I was able to get my property sold through all this chaos. And that was the monies that I had to relocate. And I was like, I need to make my next best step forward. And what was that? And I hope you guys are listening. Anyone that's under the sound of my voice, mentorship. That was the best decision I could have ever made. And it taught me all financial literacy stuff. It was the exact thing that I needed. I took the tools and the tactics, created an ebook, used all of the things that's in my ebook to remove my bankruptcy that was only 2 years old. It took me 5 months to remove it. And here I am. And I went into business, but I was running from it. I'm not going to say that I was like, oh, and then I went into financial literacy. No, I was afraid of the camera. I did not want to be on, like, me talking to you. I didn't want to
talk about it.
I just was used to getting a check so I can travel. This here takes commitment, bro.
Yeah.
You sitting up here talking to me and putting your face to mine and us setting up and us being on time. My lifestyle was totally different. I just wanted to check and I wanted to travel the world. I didn't want to be responsible to people. I didn't want to, this is a huge platform. It takes responsibility.
Yeah.
And accountability. So,
but you know what? But you're doing it, right? Let's not breeze past the fact that you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you how that happened. So I was invited to this small, intimate referral group. Now I'm starting a home healthcare business, right? I'm like, let me do a home healthcare business.
I'm trying to get my mom to start one, but go ahead.
I got you. I'm going through Gooch's program. Look him up.
Gooch, I think I heard his name.
Yeah, he's kind of been out there. He doesn't do a lot of advertisement. He should. He's one of the godfathers of the game here in Atlanta.
All right, I'm gonna tap in with you on that one.
Yeah, so hit me up. I'll get the info and the resource to you. So I'm saying to myself, here's something that doesn't require FaceTime. Let's do that, right?
Right.
People started coming to me in my circles. They like, well, let me back up. I was invited to this networking group. Now I'm waiting on my licensure and all that stuff to come in. I'm kind of like just networking around. And they invited me to this intimate group. We meet every Thursday. I just literally left the meeting, right? And we have this referral thing. It's a closed group. And we refer business to one another, right? And I didn't have anything to sell. I had an ebook that I created last year, right? Last year, I created the ebook, full sales funnel and all of that. They like, Akilah, you got to hop on live so people can get to know you so you start selling your ebook. I was like, well, I guess that book won't get sold. And so I started, that was my thinking. And this group invited me. I started selling the book and started hopping on the internet, dropping all my knowledge. And they like, I never heard that before. And I'm saying to myself, like, I cannot not help. And I'm helping so many people. And I'm just so grateful for that. This is my stroke of genius. I'm thinking that me doing home health care, real estate, nothing has been more fulfilling than seeing people's faces when they have a plan to get out of economic and financial crisis and they actually have a roadmap. It is the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life.
But you know what else feels good too? Not only seeing them with the plan, but seeing them execute the plan.
Oh my God.
That feels good because, in the world that we have all this information, we have all these influencers, right? Teachers and, niches. And I believe it can get a little confusing to the beginner, right? They don't know who to listen to, who they should tap in with. So for them to actually start executing and start getting results, man, that right there is it's a good feeling, man. I think that's what keeps me going because I don't really have to tell nobody shit. You know what I mean? We don't have to tell nobody anything. Like we can, and that's why I believe people should respect that what we're doing because for a long time, I'm gonna just speak from my personal experience. For a long time, I never got any game pumped into me like, yo, young blood, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Actually, you know what? I did get some game because I came up in the barbershop. My dad has a barbershop. Been working with him almost 30 years. So I kind of already came up in the environment of OGs, right? So
okay, yeah.
Between my dad and all the other barbers that I came up under, like I kind of had some game, but it was in regards to cutting hair, women and shit like that. But it wasn't no, it wasn't no like, yo, I mean, you might want to go to college or you might want to learn this skill set here. Like I didn't get none of that. So that's what made me start rapping dope, because I don't want to be one of them people, that got XYZ going on, but never gave up no game. So that's why I believe that people should, that are actually taking these steps forward, getting on live, because this is not easy for a lot of people to get in front of the camera and want to talk to people. Like,
and let me share something with you.
breakdown.
Let me share something with you. So I was sick of being afraid. I knew that my next step, best forward, I'm hungry right now, right? I'm rebuilding. So I'm like, this is the thing I have to do. This is the vehicle that's going to allow me to help the people and reach the audience that I need to reach, right? Do you know, I recruited someone and I was like, look, I'm going to go live every day just for the next 2 weeks. It was December 14th. I said, I don't want to go into next year with this fear.
Ooh.
I've been live every day, 1 to 3 times a day ever since that day, since December 14th.
You're in the groove now, and you like, it's not so bad. Now you
It
want
is
to do
actually, it's the most healing thing I've ever done in my life.
Facing your fears, man. That's crazy.
And it's so empowering. And it's also, and the people who reach out to me, they like, wow, I'm so happy you decided to do this. I heard that you were afraid to go. I mean, you saving my life. Like, and then people calling, talking about their businesses being shut down, because what I want to let be known is you not having a financial plan for yourself, and better yet, your business, because my target audience and my avatar are entrepreneurs, because I'm my own avatar. I was someone that had it. I was someone that just thought it would last forever. And I was someone that was unable. I fell hard. I went from 100 to 0 real quick.
You got kids?
And I have one son. Yeah, so
Okay.
Thank God, right? I wasn't responsible for any small children or anything like that. So that was a blessing in itself. But I honestly believe, and this may sound cliche or whatever, and I used to hear people say this all the time. Yeah, this happened to me and I ended up finding, my purpose in life. I am so serious.
Hey.
I've been doing bootleg credit since I bought my first property. Everyone was hitting me up like, how you do that? Because I was so young. And I would literally fix people's credit and help them get their first home. I would even act like I was them over the phone. And look what happened.
All right, yeah, let's get into that, because it's a lot of conversations going around about business credit. And like I said, before you got on, I was talking about, I guess, the nightmare that us people have experienced with credit, because we didn't really know how to use it. We using it to look better than our neighbor.
I like how you put that.
And it makes no sense. Why you? All right, so I don't even want to beat a dead horse, but why do you want to look better than your neighbor? Why you want a better car than your neighbor? Y'all live in the same neighborhood. What are you doing?
Keep it a buck. I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that. Want to level up on the fashion side, right? But why not rack up rewards points, 5K and rewards points, and then go get that Louis Vuitton bag, and then go get that Gucci belt?
Doing it, yeah,
exactly.
Like,
do it in the correct
credit
fashion.
Card to buy the shit. Use the credit card to get the thing that's going to get the shit.
Use the credit card to buy assets. Use the credit card to create cash flow. Use the credit card to empower yourself and get mentorship.
That part. So, right now, though, now that we're hip to this whole, okay, damn, we use the credit to buy assets that's going to pay the, okay, damn. So,
yes,
we want it so bad. You have people out here doing some, I ain't gonna call it shiesty, but maybe it can come off shiesty because we're so uneducated about it. Could you speak to like the funny stuff that's going on about business credit and the legitimate stuff that's going on with business credit?
So when you say I personally haven't, because the camp I come from is recession proof. So I don't know if you're, so I haven't ran into any shystiness at all, because that's my camp. And we see people posting up every day, like literally crying in tears in our personal group, like 23-year-olds, 21-year-olds posting up, you know, with luxury cars, or really like, oh my God, like I was poor, or here I am today, or look, I just got an approval for 150K, you know, I'm going into business, you know. So if you can kind of tell me any of the shiesty things that you heard of, I can see if I can kind of clarify or shed some light on that.
So one story or scenario I heard was people was, I guess, doing it for the person and then they get a cut of it. Is that going on? Like if I get you business credit, like if I get you approved for 150,000 business credit, am I supposed to get a piece of that, or is that how that works?
That would be the service fee. And the only reason, like the smaller companies that like me, I'm considered a smaller company. You got big, huge companies out there, and they're taking 15 to 20% off the gate. It's just that it's a white person and it's hidden in the fees. So people think it's okay to give the white man 20 to 24%. But if your brother or sister is charging you 9.99%, we're a scam. And that's just something that goes in our history. We have to be careful with that.
I'm glad you clarified it.
Ask yourself where that come from, and see, we're telling you up front, yeah, I got you, bro. I can get you $250,000, but it's going to be 9%. The bigger companies are going to be like, yeah, we can get that. And then once the settlement fees come out, then it's on the settlement statement. A whole bunch of people need to get paid, where when you're dealing direct to B2B, you're actually saving money dealing with me than you would with some of those larger companies.
Right. Damn, that was bars. I like it. Because
and another thing I want to say,
misconception.
That is it, because we're bred to not trust each other. And me moving to Atlanta and coming in with the group that I'm in, I used to feel and operate that way in Chicago, because it was like moving in a room full of sharks. Now my camp is totally different, totally honest, totally transparent, sharing. No one's trying to up level past the other. If I know it, I'm going to give you my resources, my contacts, because you making $1 million is not affecting my meal.
Right.
It is not. And another thing I want to say is, I lost my train of thought on that, but yeah, I think, yes, do your homework, and no, I don't believe it's a scam, because if you look at it this way, if you come to me and say, Akila, so I have a question. So if I come to you and I say, if you give me $10, I'll give you 100. Would you go for that deal? So if I say, you give me $10 and I give you 100 back.
I mean, it sounds good. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same thing. So that person needs to be compensated. I think in any industry, whether you go with a small business like me, or you go to a car dealership, or you go to a bank for a loan and you get them to do it, everyone gets paid for their services, right? Another thing, you're paying for that expertise. Another benefit when you're dealing with a smaller funding company like me, I'm going to do it in a way that it doesn't harm your personal credit. Like when we do the credit card stack, we're going to get you a minimum of 15 credit cards, right? With 4 inquiries. When you go somewhere else, and so you're paying for the speed, you're going to be at the level you need to be in a shorter period of time. Because once you get so many inquiries on your account, they start automatically denying you. But see, we've undercut that. Okay, we
Mhm.
got you. So we're gonna get all these all at once, and we're gonna do it in a fashion where it's a slider. So that's pretty much it. But if you check any large company and then you check it, so guys, don't listen to me. Do your due diligence. I'm not saying trust everyone. Do your due diligence. If you feel like the person you're dealing with who's going to get you the business funding is asking for too much money, ask them what their rate is and then call one of those larger corporations and ask them theirs. Ask them all the settlement fees and all of that, and you'll see and make your decision then.
Deep, deeper. And that's the thing, because we didn't even know. I know I didn't even know that there were funding companies that you can go to get business funding like that.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. And then think about it. Why wouldn't I give you $2,000 to $3,000, even five, if you're going to get me $250,000? I mean, think about that.
Yeah, run that
Really,
back.
why wouldn't I give you $5,000 if my service is going to get you up to $250,000 within 6 months to a year? It just depends on where you are. And you're building this strictly off your EIN. Strictly off your EIN. That's powerful. Do you know you can do it $250,000?
It just,
and that's just the first round. 6 months later, we're coming back. We're gonna run the play again. You don't think that person deserves $5,000?
yeah.
If you don't think that, you need to clean your lenses, and you really need to think about it.
I just think it was the you demystified it, basically. I think that was the case. People are not fully versed, just like you said, as far as financial literacy. We didn't know this stuff, right? So it's kind of hard to wrap our brain around the whole concept without saying, I don't know. You know what I mean?
That part. Because it reminds me every time when people say, because I'm not gonna lie, I thought credit repair was a scam. Me, Miss 815 credit score, and I didn't do anything to leverage it. That's the fool. I didn't do anything to leverage that 815 credit score for many, many years. I did not capitalize off that. What a company like me is going to do is going to teach you how to take advantage of that, where the system is no longer taking advantage of you, but you're taking advantage of it. Another thing, what you just said to me, bro, brings me back to what Malcolm X said. He said, you cannot feed the people too much truth at one time. Is actually a sin, because if you put too much truth on them at one time, you may harm them more than you will help them. But see, if someone receives, so say if I came to you and I was like, don't go to them, they're a scam, they taking chunks of money from people, and you believe that, you're missing out on an opportunity while a bunch of millionaires are over here being created on an annually basis, because you accepted a negativity to be true. Got to be careful. Right. Stand door at the door of your mind. Be careful of what you're being fed, and always investigate. That's why I'm always going to say, don't take my word for it. Go and do your own investigation and then make your decision.
That's sturdy. That's sturdy right there. Oh man, see, I'm glad you're dropping these gems, man, because I was one of those people. I'm not saying it was a scam, but I was definitely just got my ears peeled. Just I'm listening because I'm building my credit up right now. I guess you can call it organically. But I have a coach, that's somebody, she considers herself a credit specialist. And so she's walking me through the process. She's telling me now, because I told her what I wanted to do in regards to my next LLC. And she like, okay, well, we're going to build up your personal credit. And then we're going to open up your LLC, and then you're going to open up a business account with Navy Federal. So I'm already in Navy Federal now. So I'm establishing a relationship with them now, but that's where I'm gonna open my LLC. So that sounds pretty accurate.
That sounds like you're on track, but you do not need to wait until your personal credit is up and looking beautiful. You can start building them simultaneously. Because like I said, even though I target entrepreneurs and my purpose of offering credit repair, I offer it at a very cheap rate in compared to what people do charge, only because it's for my client, to serve my client. And we're going to build both at the same time, because that first tier of building business credit, it takes a little while. You need to have some reports or some action happening. And that's like a 1 to 2 month period. We can be working on your personal credit at the same time, right? One of them are gonna pop off first, because I believe, and my company believes in, we're gonna get funding on that personal side and that business side. So if you get some cars on the personal side, we're gonna wait a couple of months later and refinance it onto your business profile. So we're going at it hard at the same time. So don't wait to build your business credit just because you're fixing on your personal credit, and get your LLC ASAP.
Go ahead, get that LLC now then.
I would say 3. I advise people to run the play 3 times. Build 3 at a time. Why do
LLCs?
1? Do 3 at a time. Why not? Who's stopping you? You got a podcast, you got a business, and you provide consultation services. They each need their own entity. And I don't like using the word LLC. Speak with a tax consultant. I personally have S corps. Please look into them. I haven't paid taxes since I had an S corp, and I've made a lot of money over the years as an entrepreneur. So it just depends on which structure will best serve the industry and the business that you're in. So speak to a CPA, or that's an accountant, a tax professional.
Yeah, I gotta get me. Yeah, I gotta cross some T's and dot some I's. This is a dope conversation.
And you know what though, bro? Let me say this. If you don't trust the person that's gonna build out your personal credit and your personal business and your business credit and offer you funding, guess what? I got an ebook. Do it yourself. But educate yourself. You don't need to pay someone. You can do it yourself. Get an ebook.
Plug that ebook. Where it's at and what's the name of it?
So it's on my link tree. If you find it, I'm at Mrs. Cash Flows on IG. It's like the 3rd link in my bio. Once you go into my link tree, and I even got funding secrets in there. I'm telling you what to put on the application. So do it yourself.
Fire. Because I interviewed this credit specialist not too long ago. And he has an ebook as well. He has a physical book. It's called Not So Secret, something about taxes. I'm not done reading it. I mean, not taxes, credit.
Whatever you do, guys, Black people, we are too. Is your audience mostly Black? I'm talking to Black people because I grew up around Black people. That's all I know. We have not been a part of these conversations. That's why it seems too good to be true.
Right.
I cannot believe that this is how the wealthy is living. Jeff Bezos, look it up. I don't remember how much money he made last year, but they said what I do remember when I read the article, that's a big number, right? A lot of commas. They said he paid himself a salary of $80,000. Even though he made billions of dollars, he's only being taxed on what he paid himself. Start
so
educating
many loopholes,
yourself,
man. And you know what? Why we don't like being told what to do? I was having this conversation yesterday. Because I was talking to this guy. He wrote a book on mentorship. I said, "Yo, why don't we like being told what to do?"
That's a good question.
What is that? Like, even if somebody is, seem to have the blueprint, got the game, got the gems, I don't know. We don't like. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. It's that we have a challenge with it. We have a challenge with submission to somebody who knows a little bit more.
Well, that's probably the only reason why the top 5 are successful. The other 95 are focusing on people being a scam, and so that is their reality. And when that's your reality, it's true. And then someone else like me, like, look, I believe this group can help me get my bankruptcy off, and that's exactly what they did. Oh my God! So now I can get business credit and funding. Now my credit score is going up. Now I'm back to level. So I leverage other people's money to restart.
OPM.
But if I'm still in this 95% crowd saying that it's a scam and it's not true, I would still be broke, hiding from the eviction man and my landlord.
Right, man. Yeah, we got to get away from that,
street.
Man. We got to get away from that. And, I had a friend of mine, because, I deal in options and in the stock market. And I've been screaming from the rooftop since 2019. I just got excited about the information, excited about the results that I'm getting. So I said, man, I got to share this. Like, I don't know why I got that feeling that I got to share it, but I stopped fighting it. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to share it. And, not too much traction in 2019. Wasn't nobody talking about the stock market, entrepreneurship that I knew of. So now, going on 3 years later, the same cousin, same friends I've been saying this shit to.
Options are amazing.
Talking about somebody at my job was telling us about options, man. I'm like, bro, I was telling you about options. So you gonna come back to me and tell me about something? That shit is frustrating. Like, yo.
But remember the quote. Our brother Malcolm X said it. You can't put the truth on somebody all at once. It's too much. They can't accept it. Think about it. If someone was told one thing for 30, 40, 20, 30 years, and then you come up and say, ain't no way it's that easy to become a millionaire. Ain't no way this person got $600,000 in business credit and funding in less than a year. Like, ain't no way. Think about it. It's a new concept. Ain't no way
had to happen to you before,
$5,000 in the options. Ain't no way you made $10,000 in a day.
But I show receipts. I've been showing receipts since 2019. Like, yo.
Now that's crazy.
Like, yo, look what just happened. All right, and then the next day or 2 days later, look what just happened. Mad receipts. So I know this had to happen to you. It had to. Like, you done told a friend or something about something, and they like, all right, kind of indifferent about it, but then come back and tell you the same information that somebody else told them. That had to happen to you.
Yeah, all the time.
How do you navigate that? How do you navigate it?
I'm used to it. I'm like, okay, while you're over there contemplating, I'm implementing.
Right.
I mean, it's just as simple as that, and not take it personally. It's a good book out there that my book club, we just finished today. It's called The 4 Agreements. And the first agreement is never take anything personally. And it teaches you that the human mind, they just see things in the fashion that they see it. And it's almost like a waste of time to try to convince someone. Have you ever heard the saying, a man that's forced against his will is of the same opinion still?
Facts.
That's what happened. So he had to hear it a couple of times, and then the person at his job was like, and he's like, oh, okay, options are popping. But you made $100,000 off of options, and it's okay, because if you really think about it, it's okay. And here's why. The experiences that led me up to believe about business credit and credit repair and funding, I had a totally different experience from the person I'm talking to. I literally lost it all, and I had no other option. I had to try something, right? because I wasn't
A lot of
going
times
back to
that's what it's
corporate
going to
America.
take.
It sometimes, yes. So my
Unfortunately.
journey is exactly humans. We make decisions on one or two things: inspiration or desperation. So if he's in a nice, comfy 9 to 5 job and you telling him to risk $10,000 in the stock, he like, nah, nah, I'm good. Like I
Right.
see, that's for you. Yeah, you will get that result, not me.
That's
like,
for
nah,
you.
yeah, that's not for me. That's for you. But no, options are for you. Business credit is for you. Like you gotta keep
Yo.
drilling it in their head.
Yo, I
Yeah.
like your style, B. I like your style. So, yo, reading too, man. That was a slight flex too. Everybody don't read, man. And that's a pet peeve of mine because for a long time, I wasn't, even though I'm a super good reader, never had any problems with that, but I didn't see the benefit, never experienced the benefit of reading until I ventured out of the barbershop and started trying entrepreneurial things on my own and getting a mentor along the way. And reading was at the top of the priority list. And I started experiencing the benefits of from the things that I'm reading and perspective changing and all of that stuff that comes from reading. I started experiencing it. So now that I know the power of it, and to see people that are where I was, maybe I need to have some grace, but it's like, yo, what are you reading? Like, that's one of my questions now. Like, yo, what you reading, yo? Because I want people to get what I had, that experience or experiencing what happens when you read. So I kind of like, try to slide that in there. Yo, what you reading?
They be like, what you talking about? Read what?
You know what I mean?
Wait, what I'm
try
reading?
To slide it in there, like, yo, what you reading, my man? Like, so I'm planting a seed, you know what I'm saying, to make them might want to read something, you know what I mean? So I like that.
Well,
you said 4 agreements.
Exactly. That's why only 5% of the population are successful. Because successful people are gonna do what non-successful people won't do. And what I now know is it's like I've been an entrepreneur since 2014, like full time. And what I now know is it's a certain level of discipline that comes along with your success. Like if you see anybody who's a high earner out there really killing it, don't you think that person has it easy? That person is sacrificing, and that person has rituals, daily rituals that is getting them there. Small daily rituals that's getting them there. It's just as simple as that. I like what Jim Rohn says. He says success is a few disciplines practiced daily. Failure is a few errors in judgment practiced daily over time. It's just as simple as that.
I'm about to drop. Listen. You do not listen to Jim Rohn.
Oh, all the time. Yeah. Oh, that's my dude.
Oh man, all right,
yeah.
See, you deeper than I thought. I see, you know what? To be continued. This is I knew this was gonna be a dope conversation. We locked in at this point.
Let's do it. My goal, babes, is to get 1,000 people this year, God willing, to obtain $250,000 in business funding. That will me creating a community like that, because it's not a question of is it gonna happen. Yes, it is a strategic way that it's done, and the play has been ran over and over and over again. So it's just
how do you
as
plan
simple
on
as
getting
that.
those people to want business credit? Or I guess you just got to go into those entrepreneurial circles and be like, yo, I mean, offer your
It just-
services.
It's just attracted to you. Once you're clear on the intention, like I'm part of a couple of virtual conferences that's coming up. It hasn't been launched yet. I got a couple of people reaching out to me to partner with me in order to provide my services to their communities. Like I'm speaking to
Okay.
someone's community tonight of 5,000 people. She wants to promote health as well. And I've been called to do that. So
Okay.
my relationship.
There you go.
And yeah, and that's another thing successful people do. Check your attitude. Be nice to everybody, even if they're not even nice to you.
So how you pronounce your name? Aquila? I don't want to say it wrong.
So the QU is a K sound, so it's Aquila.
Aquila. So I did say it wrong. Aquila.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's different. You said the QU is a K sound? Aquila.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's an Arabic name and it's just like quiche, like QU, like if you spell quiche. So the QU is a K sound. Yeah.
That's dope. It's from Chicago, done relocated to ATL. So people trying to get me down ATL. I got a couple homies down there, man. And they like, entrepreneur homies. Like,
where are you?
And Cali. I'm right by Philly. So I'm from Trenton, New Jersey.
Okay. But
I live over like 20 minutes from Trenton, 20 minutes from Philly. So it's like I'm right in the middle of that area. Yeah. So yeah. And I don't have any real, things tying me down to this location. So people are like, man, you might want to look at so people throwing Cali at me. ATL, of course. So I want to get a couple more things going because my next project is rental cars. So I'm in the process of getting some rental cars, and once I put that in place, I'll be probably trying to look to.
Okay,
relocate.
I don't know what your credit person, is she helping you with your business credit or just your personal?
Right now, personal. I told her that my credit is in the 640 something now. So, and that's 200 more points than it was. So I'm like, yo, I'm proud of this. What should I do with this 6 something?
Your score doesn't matter. Your score doesn't matter. That's a huge misconception. Your profile, I'm gonna drop a few gems. Your profile should have 5. It's what is known in our industry as your data points. Your data points need to be on point. A bank does not care about your credit score. I had a 740 credit score with a bankruptcy, but I couldn't get approved for certain things. So your credit score does not matter. So there are a few things that your credit report should have. The age of your credit report is considered. So the average age of the accounts that are on your credit report and reporting should be at least 5 years of age. That's where your trade line. No, that's okay, babe. I got you. That's where trade lines come in. Have you ever heard of trade lines?
I heard of them, Uline and all that.
Not Uline. You can become an authorized user, and people sell trade lines to other people for the history and for the age. So say, for instance, I have a 10-year-old credit card that has $30,000 in it. I may charge you $500, $600. See, this is another thing. People think it's a scam. I may charge you $500 or $600 to allow that credit card to report on your credit report for 60 days. Now you're looking real good to the bank. You could go run plays, you could go get funding, you could go do certain things, right? So that's one thing, the age of the credit report. Number 2, no late payments, 0 derogatories within the past 24 months. Nothing late, everything green. And if anything is late, that's where credit repair comes in at. Legally, they're not supposed to report that information. Everything can come off your credit report because legally you never gave them the permissible right to report it. Everything can come off. So stop asking that question. Everything that's on there that's negative can come off. Number 3.
Here it is.
I'm on fire today. Number 3, especially since you telling me The reason y'all getting so many nuggets is because your host is repairing his credit and I'm pouring into him. I need to make sure he does this in the correct fashion. Number 3, the mix of credit. That's another thing. That's another benefit of adding trade lines onto your account. So your mix of credits, you want to have secure credit, which is like loans from a bank. You want to have revolving credit, which are like credit cards. You want to have installment type of lines of credit on your credit report, like mortgages or car notes. So you want to have a nice mix of all of those, right? Another thing, your utilization. Here's another misconception of your utilization. Utilization is the percentage of credit you're using versus the amount of credit that is available. And for instance, that's typically like on your credit card. So if you have $1,000 credit card, you should not use no more than 9%. 1 to 9%, that's it, of that credit card. So what does that mean? That's not a lot of money. That's only $90 for every $1,000 you have on a credit card. That's one of the biggest impacts on your credit report. And they know that people miss that part. Everyone's thinking like, why am I being penalized for using the credit that they gave me? If I got 10,000, I want to use 8,000. Oh my God, that will damage your credit score. So it's
My shit
things
just
like
got
that.
damaged because
Did
my misconception was the fact that I thought I can use however much I want to use, but pay majority of it before the due date. And whatever they report is what they're going to say I used. That's what I thought was going to happen. So let's say if I use 900 of the 1,000, but before the statement date or due date, I paid
I'm
off.
glad you got that. Right.
I pay all that off before that date. So what's being reported, let's say I leave $20 balance on there, and then that $20 gets paid by the due date or statement date. They're going to report that I only used $20. That's what I thought.
That is true.
Was. It is.
So let me make sure I hear you correctly, and you let me know if we're in agreement. So there's 3 dates you should be aware of when it comes to your credit, your credit card statement. It's your billing cycle date, your statement date, and your due date. So the statement date, whatever that statement date, your due date can be the 1st, but your statement date can be the 28th. So if you utilize the $900 of the 1,000, you need to have that payment made by the 27th. Or you need to also make sure how long it's going to take. Do they post it immediately? Some credit card companies like to play games. So maybe you need to make that payment on the 25th because it's going to take 2 days for it to actually post.
That's the game I'm playing with these cards. And I'm trying to figure, and they play games when you call them too. I'm like, yo, I need to know what the statement date is. What day do y'all report to the credit bureaus every month? It's got to be the same day.
I got you, babe. Look at your billing statement, and wherever it says print date, that's your report date.
Print date?
Look onto your statement, and you're going to see the billing cycle, and you're going to see the due date, and somewhere in the upper right-hand corner, you should see print date. That is the actual date. That is your statement date.
That's the statement date. So that's when I need to have my payment in before that date. But I also need to figure out what's their post frequency. How often or how fast do they post the payment?
Oh, that's every month, babe. I don't care if it takes them 2 months for it to show up on your credit report. Whenever it shows up, whatever you were at during that period of time is what's actually going to be reported.
No, what I'm saying is, like, when you make a payment, sometimes some credit cards take 2 days to post. Some credit cards take 5 days for it to post.
I haven't really ran into any like that, but just be sure. Most of them will tell you like, hey, the day you make your payment is the date we consider it posted. It may take a few days for it to process, but we still post it on that date. So, just double check. You can never be too sure.
That was a gem right there. Okay. Wow. Listen, we got to do, I think this should be at the beginning of a series or something. This is to be continued, man. I like this energy.
Let's do it. And I'm gonna make sure I give you an affiliate link so you can capitalize off anybody in your, who's gonna come, because I may get 1 or 2 clients, you know what I'm saying? I want you to be compensated for that.
You on Gumroad?
I am not, and I need to do that fast. Someone, one of my bros was telling me Gumroad or another one, Affiliate Pro. I'm looking into both of them. So as soon as I get that sorted out, that should be fairly soon, within the next couple of days. I'm gonna shoot you a link.
How you doing the affiliates now?
Right now, it's just relationship building, and we just chop it up that way through
Okay, so you didn't get the link situation yet. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna get the link situation real quick, because I got a couple of communities to talk to. So this may happen within the next day or 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? As soon as we get off of here, you need to do that, because it don't cost nothing. And
yes,
it's pretty self-explanatory. Gumroad is very user-friendly.
Okay, I got it, bro. I'm on it.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to hold you up any longer. But how could the people tap in with what you got going on? Give them handles and all that.
Make sure you tap in. Educate yourself. You can find me at Mrs. Cash Flows on IG, MRSCASHFLOWS. Make sure you come check me out. Set up a fitting consultation while that is still available, right? Or hit me up in my DM. I'm gonna start doing a Q&A, right? I've been getting a lot of questions. Yes, I've been getting flooded with questions, like simple things, and I want to make sure that you don't need to wait until a consultation and get that answered. I want to be able to go live and answer your question for you. So hit me up in the DM if you have any questions. And I'm going to be announcing a Q&A day. Actually, my next Q&A is going to be on a Saturday. I want to stay consistent with that. I want to say, 2 p.m. on Saturdays. And we're going to go from there and see how that works.
Okay, so check this out. This just popped in my head when you were saying that. This could be an idea for a lead magnet for you. A frequently asked questions guide. That can be a lead magnet for you. Just write down all the questions that you're frequently asked, because people want to know, like the questions that I had in the beginning. There's some people that don't want to even engage you because of those questions that they already have in their head. So a frequently asked questions free guide brings them in your funnel. You know what I'm saying? So they get this free thing that answers all their questions, and then you can upsell them on the next thing.
I like that, because it's when you talk about money, it can be a sensitive thing. We got a lot of fears and misconceptions surrounding money and building wealth. Yeah.
So you know what I mean, take that nugget, man, because it just popped in my head when you was like frequently. You can still do the lives. You can still do the lives, but some people, that's just some extra value you can add. You know what I mean,
I'm gonna do the Q&A Bible. How about that? All the questions. I'm gonna just keep a whole library of them.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And boom. And they got their questions asked. Now they can might possibly feel more comfortable moving forward. Like, oh shit, okay.
Move past that fear, because your followers are going to see you level up in a way that they didn't even believe is possible once you get that business credit and funding. I'm telling you, that's a game changer. You can sell your way to success. I don't care what type of product or service you're offering. It's going to take you forever to get $1 million. You're not going to make it, right? You're not Bill Gates. a small entrepreneur, you have to leverage other people's money. It's gonna get you there faster. It's gonna get you. You need that vehicle. You need that chunk of money. You need that capital. Business credit and funding, good credit is I'm not even gonna go. We need a part two. I'm just gonna
That's a
start
fact.
there.
That's to be continued. For
Start
sure.
there. Yes.
But not, you know what? And this, oh man, it must be your energy. But anyway, guide or a free video of you breaking down the frequently asked questions.
I like the video.
Video or guide.
I'm gonna require that they send that, watch that right away. Yeah, that's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I'll give them both.
Yeah.
Some people like to read, some people like the audio. I like it. That's what's up.
They feel super comfortable with you. But nah, I super appreciate you pulling up on me. And like I said, this is part one. And for everybody that's watching, make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell when I bring people in here like this. You feel me? So until next time, it's your boy Don Bucks, and I'm gonna holler at you offline. But I'll see y'all in the next one.
Yes, sir. All right, take care. Bye.